Hello students, I am Mrs. Tanushree, Science teacher of St. Paul's High School, wishing you a very good morning. 8th standard all students, I hope that all of you are following the instructions given by World Health Organization, that is WHO. Most importantly, I hope that all of you are washing your hands with soap or sanitizing your hands at regular intervals, wearing mask and maintaining social distance. We all are maintaining social distance. That is why we are not able to go to school. That is why we are getting connected in this way virtually. So in this virtual way only, we are going to start our this academic year 2020-2021. 8th standard students, let's start our first science lesson. The name of the lesson is Living World and the Classification of Microbes. Living world means all the living organisms. Classification is dividing into groups and subgroups. Microbes are of course living organisms, but these are very, very small living organisms. So small that we cannot see them with our naked eyes. They are very small, but they are very powerful also. I am giving you the example. This, whatever the whole world is facing the problem today, it is due to a small microbe, a virus, coronavirus or COVID-19. So you can now understand that what powerful these microbes are also. So in this lesson we will learn that also, the classification of microbes. When we are going to start the lesson, first we will know that why we need the classification. For this we will discuss first the point, that is biodiversity. What is biodiversity? You have learned in the 7th standard also, in the previous lessons also. Bio, the word is always related to living thing. Diversity means variations. The variations present in the living world or the living organisms are called biodiversity. So in the living world, there are biodiversity, and these variety or that variations we can see in the living organisms in their structure, in their habits, in their habitats, the way they take their food, the mode of nutrition, the mode of reproduction, the mode of defense mechanism, etc., etc. In this different way, in these so many ways that the living organisms show their variations. And then also, you know that a huge number of living organisms are present in the world. According to 2011 census, 87 million species of living organisms are found on the earth, including sea and land. Now the numbers are vast, and in these living organisms there are a lot of variations. So it is very difficult, it will be, if we go to study each and every organism separately or one by one. That is why it was essential to create the groups or to divide them. Scientists did the same thing. They divided these all living organisms into groups and subgroups based on the similarities and the differences present among them. We can tell them that scientists that biologically classified these whole living world. When I am telling this, that biological classification, what is meant? What is the definition of biological classification? Biological classification is that we can tell like this way: the process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. Now it's clear what is biological classification? The process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. This biological classification, that is very important to divide the living organisms. So many scientists did that classification. We'll know that, we will discuss that. The first scientist who did the classification, that biological classification of living organism, was Carl Linnaeus. In the year 1735, Carl Linnaeus divided the whole living world into two kingdoms, that is Vegetabilia and Animalia. Vegetabilia means that they are related to plants. Then in the year 1866, scientist Haeckel divided the living organisms into three kingdoms. First, Protista, second, plants, and third, animals. After then, in the year 1925, scientist Shatton divided the living organisms into two groups, that is prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Next, in the year 1938, scientist Copeland divided the living world into four kingdoms. First, Monera, second, Protista, third, plants, and fourth, animals. Then, in the year 1969, an American ecologist, Robert Harding Whittaker, divided the whole living world into five kingdoms. This is very famous classification. That classification is called Whittaker's five kingdom classification. What were that five kingdoms? First, Monera, second, Protista, third, fungi, fourth, plantae, and fifth, animalia. So these five groups, okay, that five kingdoms. Now, when Whittaker did this classification, he did this classification based on certain criteria. What were the criteria? There were five criteria that based on that Whittaker did his classification. The first criteria was complexity of cell structure. Cell means you know the cell structure, how much complex it is. So here that is the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What are prokaryotes or prokaryotic cell? Prokaryotic cells are primitive type of cells. In this type of cells, you have learned this in the 7th standard. In these prokaryotic cells, there is no distinct nucleus. Nucleus doesn't have the proper cell membrane, and also cell membrane organelles are not present. Eukaryotic cell, which is the developed one, in the eukaryotic cell, there is that distinct nucleus with proper membrane, Then cell organelles are also present with proper membrane. Well membraned organelles are present. So these are eukaryotic cell. That was the first criteria. The second criteria was complexity of organisms. Organisms means the living organisms. So whether the living organisms are very simple or complex one. Simple one organisms are unicellular organisms. Unicellular means uni means one, cellular means there is one cell. So the organisms, living organisms which is made up of one cell is called unicellular organisms or unicellular. Unicellular, these are the simple structure you can understand. And then multicellular, when the living organisms are made up of more than one cell, it is called multicellular organisms. Of course, multicellular organisms are complex organisms if you compare with the unicellular organisms. So, the second criteria was that is the complexity of organisms. What was the third criteria? The third criteria was mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition means the way or how they get the nutrition. Here the first one is the plants. Plants are autotrophic. Autotrophic is what? That the living organisms which can produce their own food is called autotrophic. Plants are autotrophic, all of you know. Only the plants can produce their food. But how? Plants have the green particles, that is the chloroplast. With the help of these, they can produce their food. The process is called photosynthesis. As they can do the photosynthesis, they can also called photosynthetic. So plants, these are autotrophic, photosynthetic. Next is fungi. Fungi are saprotrophs. You have learned this also in the 7th standard. Saprotrophs are the organisms. These organisms absorb the nutrition from the dead and decaying organism. This is the way they get their nutrition. That is saprotroph. So fungi are saprotroph. Next is animals. Animals are, of course, we are not the autotrophic because animals cannot prepare their food. They are fully dependent on others for their food. So that is why animals are heterotrophic. Also, animals are ingestive. What is meant by ingestive? Ingestive means we can intake or animals intake their food. They can take or they intake their food. So this was mode of nutrition. In this we have seen that plants, that is autotrophic, photosynthetic. Then fungi, these are saprotrophs. And then it is the animals which are heterotroph and ingestive. The fourth criteria is that the life cycle. In this life cycle, first one is plants. Plants, only the plants can produce their food. That is why plants are called producers. Plants are only the producers. Then it is the animals. Animals cannot be the producers. There is no question animals can prepare their food. All animals, we are also animals, no? You, me are animals, right? So animals, they fully dependent on others for their food. So that is why they cannot produce the food. So what they can do? They can only consume the food. That is why animals are consumers. Animals are consumers because they can only consume the food. Then it is a fungi. Fungi, these are called decomposers. Why they are decomposers? What is meant by decompose or decomposition? Decomposition means that when the living organisms, certain microbes, living organisms, decompose the body of dead and decaying living organisms, and their components are released in the nature. So fungus or fungi is the living organisms that which are called decomposers. When the plants and animals die, that time that fungi decompose their body. So fungi is called decomposers. Now next one is that phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship, here that always from the primitive one going to the developed one, or how from the simple structure going to the complex structure. So here it is that that from prokaryotic to the eukaryotic, or from prokaryotes, that the primitive one, to the eukaryotes, the developed one, or from the unicellular to the multicellular. That is the phylogenetic relationship. So the 5 criteria which we discussed, the first one is complexity of cell structure, then complexity of organism, mode of nutrition, then life cycle, and then it is phylogenetic relationship. Let's see one video. With the help of this video, these all the points which we discussed, it will be more clear. And also with the video clip, we will discuss about the characteristics of all the kingdoms. That means that the Whitaker's 5 kingdom classification, all the 5 kingdoms that characteristics also we will discuss with the help of this video. So let's see the video. Chapter 1, that is living world and classification of microbes. In this chapter, we shall study following important points: biodiversity and need of classification, 5 kingdom system, characteristics of kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, classification of microbes and its characteristics. Biodiversity. Last year we learned that all the living organisms on the earth have adapted according to the geographic region, food ingestion, defense. Food ingestion means in taking of food, defense means that to fight against enemy. While adapting, many differences are observed in the organism of same species too. According to 2011 census, around 87 million species of living organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea. To study such a vast number, it was considered to divide them into groups and subgroups. So, groups and subgroups were created considering the similarities and differences among the living organisms. The process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. From these we get this classification, that 5 kingdom classification. Robert Harding Whitaker, an American ecologist, did that 5 kingdom classification. In 1969, he divided living organisms into 5 kingdoms. First, and he considered certain criteria for that. First one is complexity of cell structure, whether they are prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Complexity of organisms, whether they are unicellular or multicellular. Mode of nutrition, plants, they are autotrophic, photosynthetic. Autotrophic means they can prepare their own food. Then saprophytes, they absorb food from the dead organisms, that is fungi. Then animals, they are heterotroph and ingestive. Heterotrophs means organisms are dependent on others for their food. Then lifestyle, that is plants, these are producers, animals consumers, fungi decomposers. Phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship, whether they are prokaryotic to eukaryotic, then unicellular to multicellular. Now we will see that living organisms, he divided into two groups first, that is the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, under this it is unicellular always, and the first kingdom Monera is including here. Next is eukaryotes, you can divide into two, that is unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular includes second kingdom, that is Protista, and then multicellular includes three groups. That is, the third one is fungi. They have cell wall but they cannot prepare their food. And the fourth one is plantae. They have cell wall and they can prepare their food. And the fifth one is animalia. They are multicellular but they cannot prepare their food. They don't have the cell wall. Let's see the kingdom 1, Monera. Activity. Take a small drop of curd or buttermilk on a clean glass slide. Then carefully keep a cover slip on the slide. First you take and cover slip you put, and under microscope you observe what you will see. Moving small rod-like microbes are lactobacilli bacteria. All type of bacteria and blue-green algae are included in this group. Characteristics of Monera. They are unicellular. They may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. These are prokaryotic cells without distinct nucleus or cell organelles. Next kingdom, Protista. Activity. Prepare the temporary mound on the drop of pond water and then see under the microscope. It can be low power also and both high power also. You will find some movable very small objects. What is this? These are amoeba. Protista are single-celled organisms with cell-defined nucleus enclosed in a nuclear membrane. They have pseudopodia or hair-like cilia or whip-like flagella for locomotion. They are autotrophs, example Euglena, wallbugs. They contain chloroplast. Fourth one, they are heterotrophs, like example amoeba, paramecium. Kingdom 3, that is fungi. Activity. Take a moist piece of bread or bakri and keep it in a container with lid for 2-3 days. After 2-3 days, a fine cotton thread-like structure you will be able to see on that. Prepare a temporary mount of few threads and observe under microscope. Characteristics of fungi. These are non-green, eukaryotic, heterotrophic organisms. Most of them are saprotrophs. That means they get their nutrition from the dead organisms. Their cell wall is made up of tough and complex sugar called chitin. Some fungi are thread-like and some nuclei are present in the cell. Examples: Baker's yeast, Aspergillus, that is fungus on corn, Penicillium, mushrooms. This is all about that Whitaker's classification, 5 kingdom classification. It was widely accepted.